Got a lot going on today. Sunday. Move stuff around. Moved the lamp finally out of the way. So I got this big old hole here on my quote board, so I'm just gonna keep doing quotes and putting them right there to fill that up. And then finally, I can show the board and you can see the mess I've made. That's fun. 3-day fast. 3 begins tomorrow, Monday, after dinner. Who's with me? Who's with me? Come on, let's do this. You got time to think. You got all day today. You got a majority of tomorrow, and then try and have an early dinner on Monday. Early as in just wrap that up before 6. And then shut it down. Next time you eat again is Thursday, dinner time. This is where you can have water, you can have tea, you can have coffee, no additives. Don't be like, oh, he said coffee, I'm gonna put in the cream. None of that. The one thing we do add is in the morning for your water, just a hint of lemon squeeze and a little bit of salt, and it kind of helps steady the belly for the rest of the day. Another thing that I do for a treat now, and I just started this last month, if you remember me talking about it, but a couple slices of cucumber, I'm gonna throw them into a water bottle, and that'll be like my afternoon treat or something. Just gives it that hint of cucumber water. And it was good. I really, really enjoyed it last time. So again, 3-day fast begins tomorrow, Monday, after dinner. It's on. I finished his book today, Steal Like an Artist, Austin Klein. He is celebrating the 10-year anniversary of this book. If you follow him on Instagram, I don't know if he does it on Twitter. I saw it on Instagram. But he has been posting pages that didn't make it, different things that he doodled up for this, and postcards he got from his publisher saying, well, we reprinted another 10,000, but he stopped getting those postcards because it was a waste of postcards because they just kept printing and printing and printing this thing. But what I really jumped out to me is a lot of people were asking, what font do you use? That's his handwriting. That's him. So it's the Austin font, I guess. But Steal Like an Artist. I marked it up pretty good. Enjoyed it. Maybe we will leave that up here, because that chapter 3, write the book you want to read. That really, like I said, I'm hoping to write today for an hour. That's my goal. 5 books here. Most tabbed up books. I don't know when or how I truly started doing this, but I would take these Post-its, the ones I use for quote of the day, and I'd take them and I'd mark the page and I'd write down just a little bit of something that I found interesting on that page. And the reason why I did that is, you know, you highlight a book or you mark a book, and then, I don't know, within a 300, 400 page book, how are you going to find that again? I mean, it could have been the greatest quote around, and you'd be like, I know it's in one of these books. So that's why I came up with this process. And one of my favorite things to do is walk into my library and just pick off a book and kind of just reminisce. Oh man, I remember reading that story. Oh man, that was an awesome tidbit of whatever. I marked some stuff to babble out. Lives of the Stoics. This is the first one. I'm sorry. This is from one of the goats, Ryan Holiday. Ooh, speaking of goat, my goat, in moving everything around, he fell down again. So I had to super glue, I think, an antler? Is that what he calls those? I don't know. So he's got a antler glued on and now one of his legs glued on. But yeah, one of the goats, Ryan Holiday. He wrote Lives of the Stoics. And first one up, I thought this was interesting. Athenodorus offered one last piece of practical advice to the emperor, something he wanted him to follow always. Whenever you feel yourself getting angry, Caesar, he instructed, don't say or do anything until you've repeated the 24 letters of the alphabet to yourself. I know it's 26, but it was a different time. But say the ABCs before you do something stupid, basically. charcuterie. That's I use those cards, sorry, to mark some of these pages. See, hold my doll. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I think it might even be a quote up there, but from Marcus Aurelius. It's simple. Do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter. First book. Next book up. Sorry, it's a long one today. Principles by Ray Dalio. I remember, I still like the second half of this book, but I remember the first half of this book. I was flying through, and I was just eating this up. It was one of those, woke up in the morning, I tried to read a couple pages. When I got back from work, I tried and read a couple pages. After dinner, try and read a couple bit more. Kids fell asleep early, I'm all in. And this might have been one of the biggest books that I've read the fastest, because I just kept reaching for it, and it had all kinds of good nuggets in there. The one that I marked today, that's my email. Let's see, to be effective. To be effective, you must not let your need to be right more important than your need to find out what's true. If you are too proud of what you know, or of how good you are at something, you will learn less, make inferior decisions, and fall short of your potential. Ray Dalio, Principles. Great book. Mark that one up a ton. Ben Franklin, Walter Isaacson. This was pretty much, I think, my first biography I really read about anyone. I read some, but this is a big book. I marked it up. Well, different flavor colors. Well, I guess you can't see the others. But I love this book. And of course, Ben Franklin, he's just a character himself, and it was proven all throughout this. But one of the things that he would do, and is known for, is different little sayings, but he would actually take sayings from what other people did and kind of tweak them a little bit and make them a little bit better. One of the ones, there was an old English proverb, fresh fish and new-come guests smell, but that they are 3 days old. So Franklin twisted that around and said, fish and visitors stink in 3 days. He also did, he changed a muffled cat is no good mouser to the cat in gloves catches no mice. Yeah, he's just got a ton of those things over and over and over again. Haste makes waste. Make haste slowly. Good stuff. So yeah, want to read a biography? Ben Franklin, Walter Isaacson. Got me hooked on biographies. So I do have another one that I know I've talked about before. Grant. Ulysses S. Grant. Ron Chernow. And that was the biggest book I've ever read. That was a big boy book. Yeah, I was fascinated with him being ahead of his time, the person that he was, what he stood for. Good stuff. But this. Oh, look at that. Worcestershire. Shaking hands. I think I talked about last weekend. But he mentioned, he considered the political custom of shaking hands a great nuisance that should be abolished, and complained that the 1865 trip left his right arm sore. At a Chicago fair, he announced that his hands were too swollen, that he would shake no more. A woman protested loudly that it didn't matter since the women wanted to kiss him, and then he joked, none of them have offered to do it yet. And that's when apparently he was bombarded with women wanting to kiss him. But shaking hands, he wanted to abolish it. How you doing? I'm not like Howie Mandel or anything, but just don't know where people have had their hands. Last one is another GOAT, Tim Ferriss, Tools of Titans. This book, this one I really marked up. It's all kinds of interviews with, well, it's not really interviews. He just shoots little questions at him, and just gets all the good nuggets out. I mean, you got Schwarzenegger, you've got Gladwell, Jocko's in here. It just, Tony Robbins. I mean, just people all over the place are in here. And what's really cool about this is every chapter or little section on this person he interviews, it's an easy book just to read one or two of those chapters and then kind of put it aside and go to something else. So yeah, I like this one. Okay, this is the last one I pulled from. Ah, see, we get a smorgasbord. Oh, this dude. Yeah, he was, I hope I can say this guy's name right. Peter Diamandis. Peter Diamandis he interviewed, and this guy had some laws for life. One of his laws was the faster you move, the slower time passes, the longer you live. And then this one I like. The day before something is a breakthrough, it's a crazy idea. Final one, Tools of Titans. Mr. Tim Ferriss. Oh, geez. Bam! I didn't run today. It's coming. I'm going to hit the trails. So that's coming. So, see, I changed stuff. Yeah, you can still see it. 157 days of morning babble. 157th run. We'll be outside shortly. Anything I talk about, it's at brentevans.net. Quote of the day is taken from this guy. Well, not directly. Someone else. Telling yourself you have all the time in the world, all the money in the world, all the colors in the palette, anything you want, that just kills creativity. Mr. Jack White, via Austin Klein. Whew. Did you hang in there? Books on a Sunday. I'll be back at you tomorrow, Monday, where I got to get back at it. And then, of course, 3-day fast begins at night. Make it a good one.